Are you ready for a party? A plank party. Today's core practice, planks will be the main character, so full warning, there are planks involved. If you don't like planks, skip the class, or I invite you to try them, give them a go, and you might even surprise yourself. Welcome back to OTM, and if we haven't met, my name is Sheridan. For your core practice today, we are inviting some ankle weights around your wrists for an extra challenge, and if you don't want them, leave them alone. We're gonna get started in a 4-point meal. Making your way down into a 4-point kneel and just making sure you've got a bit of space in front of you if you're using a mat. Untucking the toes, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Can you start to drop the belly as you inhale, eye gaze forward. And then as you dome, tuck the chin to the chest, breathing out. Drop the belly, eye gaze forward, breathing in. Dome, tuck the chin to the chest as you breathe out. Inviting any intuitive movement here as you start to match your movement to your breath, and just taking the time to check in, noticing how the body's feeling today, how the mind's feeling, and really honor whatever's going on for you. Let's just do one more here. Let's get nice and warm. Drop the belly, inhale, really fill up, and then you exhale, dome. Tuck the chin to the chest, and then coming back to center, somewhere between the two. Take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, can you lift your left hand in line with your shoulder, and then lower it back down under the shoulder. Exhale, right hand, and then inhale, bring it back. So we're gonna start to alternate through the arms, lifting, but can you keep everything else really still? So draw the belly button in. It's almost like we're trying to fly. We're flying away, and then come back. This is just some nice prep work for the shoulders, as planks do involve a lot of shoulder stability. So it's gonna help you later in the practice. You're welcome. Now let's just go for 3. The last 2. On 1, can you come all the way back to center? Tucking the tippy toes for me, pressing them into the mat. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, can you lift the knees, hover? Inhale as you lower back down. So really dome through the upper back, arms are straight, exhale, lift the knees, hover. Inhale as you lower back. We're gonna do this a few more times and trying to maintain a really flat back. So the hips just lift in line with the shoulders and then back. Now don't worry, we're not doing planks the whole practice today, but they will be featuring, as I mentioned, they're the main character today. So take modifications, challenge yourself where you can, and always remain really curious throughout your body. 2 more like this. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, can you exhale, lift and hold. Now from here, can you lift your left hand to your right shoulder, bring it back down. Right hand, left shoulder, back down, lower the knees. We're gonna do this a few more times. Exhale, lift the knees, draw the belly button. Press all the way into the right hand, left hand to the shoulder, back, and then cross the body, right hand to the left shoulder, and back. Lower the knees. Now the aim of the game here is to prevent swinging side to side. A little bit can happen, but try to stay really strong through the belly and keep grounding down into the hand to the mat. Now let's go 3 more. Exhale, lift and hold. Shoulder tap, and back. This is 2. Shoulder tap. Last one here. Come back to center and just hold for 5. Keep the knees bent for 3, for 2. On 1, drop the knees, untuck the toes, and just take a little moving child's pose. So we come down and back up, down and back. Now we're gonna start to find your full plank. So from here, can you tuck your tippy toes, take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, send the hips to the sky like a downward facing dog, but this time your heels are lifted. So trying to stay engaged to the lower belly, and rather than lengthening through the legs, can you lift the heels? Take a full breath in, and stay for your breath out. Inhale as you roll forward to find your plank, and then exhale as you lift the hips. Inhale like a wave, you're rolling forward, shoulders over the wrist, and then draw the belly button in to lift. So rather than your hips doing a lot of the work, can you think about your lower belly pulling the hips to the sky? Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, back. Now in a moment we are going to add, but if you don't want to add, you stay exactly as you are. You're in control of your body, of your movement. So honor it, see what feels good, what makes sense. Now this time as we find your plank, can you hold? Shoulders over the wrist. We're gonna rotate the heels to the right, lift the left hand to the sky, and then keep lifting the right hip. So lift, hold, come back to center, heels to the sky, hips to the sky. This time we roll forward, inhale, we're bringing the heels to the left, press into the left hand, left hip high, right hand to the sky. Come back to center, keep the hips lifted, and then back. Now if you're using the hand weights or ankle weights around your wrists, it just adds a little bit more pressure, a little bit more tension through the arms as we twist. Oh, nearly missed the down dog. Come back through center. And keep thinking about pressing away from the mat, almost like you're trying to create a little banana shape through your waist. So as you come down, rotate, lift the hip away, little banana, cute banana, and back. A little pink banana today. Now let's just do one more each side. So hips come to the sky, inhale as you roll forward, rotate to one side, keep pressing away from the mat, even out the sides, and then meeting me in your plank. So even out whatever side you are on, lift, come back to center, send the hips to the sky, and then find your plank. Now from here, we're just gonna go side to side, but really slow and controlled. Hold, come back, keep the hip lifted, back to the plank, rotate, lift the bottom hip, come back to center, and then back. So we're trying to just shift side to side while keeping your legs really active, really straight. You're trying to shorten the distance between the bottom rib, the bottom hip. And we're here just for another 2 each side. Come back to your breath, last one each side. And we're gonna hold your plank before we take a little reset. So last one, lift, come back to center, find your plank. From here, hip dip, one side and then the other. So your heels start to shift side to side, but can you keep doming through the upper back as we rotate? So it's actually the same movement, just not the arms included this time. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, press back. Find your downward facing dog as this time you start to pedal out through the feet. Maybe pressing the armpits towards the thighs as you press down into the palms. Just for 3, for 2. Now on 1, can you press the heels to the sky, balls of the feet heavy to the mat. Inhale as you roll forward. You're gonna find your plank. Now we're gonna go to the shoulder taps like we did before. You can bring your feet a little bit wider for support. Opposite hand to shoulder and back. Opposite hand to shoulder and back. So try to keep the hips squared to the mat as you extend and bend one hand. Now the wider your feet, the more stability you create. If you want to challenge your practice, bring the feet together. That is really hard to do while I'm talking. So keep scooping the belly in and up. We're here for 5, 4, we're gonna hold your plank in 3. Let's go 2. Hold your plank on 1. Dome the upper back, lengthen through the legs. So lift the kneecaps to the sky. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, drop the knees, untuck the toes, and take a well-deserved child's pose. Let the belly be really soft. And using this time to come back to a really intentional breath. Notice what's happening to the body. Maybe you're out of breath like I am. Maybe you're a little bit warmer. And just making this time just to reset. Now we're going to come all the way forward. And we're going to lie onto your right hand side. So your right elbow is going to be down like so. And your leg is going to be long, stacked on top of one another. So can you stack your hips as well as your ankle bones? And we're lying onto your right hip. Take a full breath in, lift the left hand to the sky and lift your right waist or your right rib away from the mat. Full breath in here. As you breathe out, can you roll onto the glutes? Lift the legs, connect the hand towards the toes, and then slowly come back to center onto the right hip. So we're going to start to lift up out of the armpit, out of the waist. Exhale, roll onto the glute. Lift the legs, slowly come all the way back. Now this shape doesn't feel like a lot to begin with, but I want you to remember, slow and steady wins the race. So coming back to the reset is just as important. Exhale as you draw the belly button in, lift the legs. You're sitting onto the fleshy part of your glute, and then you lower the legs with control and reset. We're here for another 5. Keep gluing your legs together and try to keep weight off the elbow as much as you can. So we're really working through the core rather than just dumping into the shoulder. 3 more here. Things are going to ramp up, of course. They always do in my class. But remember, you have control not to ramp it up. Last one, can you hold everything to the sky? So lift up. From here, we're going to lower the legs, reach the hand over, and then we're going to lift everything back up. So lower the legs, lift, and back. Now they don't have to go low. I'm off my mat completely, that's okay. But think about reaching and then connecting. Pull the belly button in just for 5. 4. Ooh, shakes are becoming very loud right now. 3. Let's go 2. Embrace the shakes on 1. Hold, lift up towards your toes for 5. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Slowly reset. Take a moment. From here, we're going to keep this top leg straight, bend the bottom leg. Take a full breath in, bring the top hand to the hip. We're going to lift the hips and then inhale, lower. Exhale, lift the hips, inhale, lower. Now become really familiar with this shape because this is your base. Lift and lower. Can you start to lift the left hand? And we're here for 5, 4, keep reaching, spirit fingers. 3, we're gonna hold up in 2. Now on 1, can you hold all the way up? Reach the left hand overhead, and then can you bring elbow and knee together? Lengthen. Elbow, knee together, lengthen. So keep squeezing the bottom glute to open the hips. And if you're like, no, I'm not vibing this, come back to your lift and lowers in your side plank variation. Otherwise, can you stay with me? Because we are becoming so strong. Just for 5, 4, 3, let's go 2. On 1, just hold, lift the hand to the sky, lift and lower the top leg for 5, 4, draw the belly button in 3, 2, on 1, come all the way down, take a seat, just come up, roll the shoulders, roll the neck, whatever feels good. And we're gonna have one last part on this side. So coming all the way down onto the elbow. From here, give it a go, fully commit to the side plank, extend the bottom leg long again. Top foot is gonna be slightly forward, we're gonna lift the hips. Now option is to always bend your bottom knee, otherwise stay in your full side plank. Left hand comes to the sky, and as you breathe out, we're gonna thread the needle, square the shoulders off, and then reach back up. So we're gonna come down, thread, and back. Now whether you have the ankle weights around your wrists or not, can you think spirit fingers are active? Hello, they're here to join the party as we lift and thread. We're here for 5. This is 4. We take a little breather off this side. Last 2. On 1, can you just hold for 5? Lift the bottom hip even more. 4, 3, 2, on 1, come all the way down. Oh, roll the shoulders. I wasn't going to tell you to smile because I get it. You don't really want to smile on a side plank. You're concentrating. So, I love you so, so much. We're going to even out the other side. So coming onto your left-hand side, however you want to get there. Legs are going to be nice and long, stacking on top of one another. And think about setting yourself up. So lift the bottom rib away from the mat before you do anything. We're going to lift the top hand to the sky. Take a full breath in. So you breathe out, roll into the fleshy part of your glutes. Lift the legs. And then slowly restack. Come back to center. Drawing the belly button, can you bring your awareness to the belly button as you twist? Lift. And then slowly lower. So we're trying to not rely on your forearm on the mat and rather tell your belly button, tell your lower belly muscles to do some work. Lift and lower. We're here for 5. Notice how this side feels compared to the other. Maybe it feels amazing, maybe it doesn't. This is 4, 3. Let's go 2. Now on 1, we're going to hold. Draw the belly button as much as you can. Lift the legs. Hold. We're going to lower the legs. Reach the arm overhead. Come back to center. Draw the belly button in. The legs don't have to go super low. Your class, your practice. Because guess what? It's your body. So you just do what you can for 5. 4. Oh, it is shaky today. 3. Stay with me. 2. We're going to hold up. On 1, lift the hands a little bit higher for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly restack. And then take a moment. We're going to bring the top hand to the hip. Plant the top foot down and then bend the bottom knee. So get really comfy, bend the knee in line with the hip. We're going to lift and we're going to lower. Exhale, lift and lower. So really think about pressing down into the bottom knee, the left knee as you open and back. Maybe the hand comes to the sky. We're going to find our little side crunches with our elbows and knees in 3. Holding all the way up in 2. Now you either stay or you come with me on 1. Hold. Lift the arm overhead, lift the top leg. We're coming in and then lengthen. So keep pressing into the mat with the bottom knee to get a little bit more height and open the hips by squeezing the glutes. Elbow to knee. Lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen for 5. 4. You are so strong. 3. Let's go. 2. On 1, can you hold arm overhead, lift and lower the leg for 5. 4, 3, 2. On 1, come all the way down. Come up off the shoulders just for a moment, the time being. One last bit with your side plank. So we're coming all the way down, back onto the elbow. Bring the bottom leg behind the top foot straight or keep it bent. And we're gonna lift to find your side plank. Find a variation that suits you and then start to lift the hand to the sky. Maybe you stay or you come down for the thread, square the shoulder blades off, and then reach hands to the sky. Drawing the belly button in and think about lifting the left hip up as you thread and back. I'm not sure if you can hear my voice, but I am so shaky today. Whew. Side planks sometimes love me, and today they're telling me that I need to practice them a little bit more. So let's go 5. 4. We are holding in 3. Let's go 2. Keep pressing the bottom hip away from the mat. 1. Last one here. Hold. Lift the bottom hip. Just hold for 5. 4. Happy thoughts. 3, 2. On 1. Lower the hips. Come on up. Take a little roll through the shoulders, maybe forward, maybe back. And guess what? I love you. One more plank series, then you're done. Pinky promise. So this time we're going to come to your full plank like we did at the start of the practice. Set yourself up Oh, just need a minute here. Enjoy that extra minute. Set yourself up, hands under your shoulders. Step back to find your high plank. Now from here, we're gonna send the hips to the sky. Inhale as you roll forward, find your plank. Now remember, we have already done this shape. And can you think about keeping the heels lifted as you shift your weight forward and back. Let's go 3 more. Really come back to the breath. Last 2. On 1, can you find your downward facing dog? From here, press down into the palms. We're gonna lift the right leg to the sky, and then we're gonna hug it into the chest. Lift right leg to the sky, hug it into the chest. Lift, exhale as you pull it in. Take your time with this shape. And can you think about lifting the hips even higher to the sky, and then drawing the knee close to the chest as you come in. Oh, getting a bit slippery on the mat. So let's go 3. Last 2. On 1, can you hold the knee into the chest for 5? Listen for the change in 3. In 2, hold on 1. Bring the right foot out to the left and just open for a stretch. Hold for 3. For 2. On 1, bring the left hand down, lift the knee, hold for 3. For 2. On 1, press back into your downward facing dog, pedal out the feet, readjust if you're getting slippery, and we're going to the other side. So full breath in, lift the left leg to the sky, and then hug it into the chest. Inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale as you pull it into the chest. Last little bit of work for your practice. So use everything you've got here. Just for 5. Stay in this moment. Embrace any feelings. This is 3. Last 2. Now on 1, can you hold it into the chest for 3? We're twisting to the right in 2. Hold on 1. Bring the left foot out to the right and then open the right hand to the sky. Find a stretch. Come back to center. Lift the knee, hold for 3. For 2. On 1, press back, downward facing dog. And then drop the knees, untuck the toes as you take your child's pose. Become really heavy with the hands, allowing the armpits to melt, and maybe even connecting your forehead or your chin to the mat. Allow your breath to regulate, come back to a steady beat, and something that feels really effortless. One more full breath in, becoming really heavy as you breathe out. Inhale as you start to walk the hands back, finding a kneeling position. Bring the hands to your thighs, wipe the sweat off your forehead, and close down the eyes for me. Allow the arms to be really heavy, tucking the chin to the chest. If it doesn't feel comfortable to close the eyes, just soften the gaze. And acknowledge this feeling. Acknowledging your hard work, your effort to get onto the mat, to do the thing, to do the planks, and be really proud of showing up, of doing something just for you. I really hope you enjoyed the class, including the planks. They do make us stronger. Let me know how you went and have a beautiful day. Mwah! Hey girl, thanks for watching. If you like this class, check out my online platform where I have over 100 classes ranging from 5 to 50 minutes, and I upload 4 new classes weekly. You'll also have access to a community of like-minded girls.